As y'all can see, I got the Spike Lee thing going on. No? You guys don't see it? Well, that's fine. May not be perfect to you, but it's perfect to me. Anyway, you guys, what's up? This is a new segment on my channel called Vaughn's View. I've always wanted to do movie reviews or musical reviews because, you know, I love the arts, I'm a performer, and people think I have a lot to say and that I should do reviews on movies and stuff like that. What better day than to start than today? So let's get into it. I'm going to review Aladdin. You guys may not be able to see the ticket because it's like backwards on the camera, but I went to go see Aladdin today at 6 o'clock at the Cinemark here in Orlando, Florida. And my roommate, shout out to my roommate Jared, thank you so much for paying for my ticket. He texted me and Epcot was like, hey, do you want to go see Aladdin? I'm just like, he already paid for the ticket, so might as well go. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. I had no desire of seeing this movie because, one, as a kid, I didn't really care for Aladdin, but I love the music to it. Don't hate me. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Then when I saw the Broadway musical, which was amazing, I fell in love with it and I loved it, and I forgot how much I loved those songs. Then when I saw that they were gonna do a remake live action version, there were bits and clips of trailers and posters, and it just looked like it was going to be a hot mess. Literally one of the best live action remakes Disney has ever done. So just in case some of you guys don't really know the story of Aladdin, Aladdin is about this street rat, takes place in Araba. I hope I'm saying that right. He's stealing to survive. And then he winds up meeting this girl named Jasmine, who is the princess of Agrabah. And he doesn't know it yet until later. Bottom line, you guys, they cannot be together because Aladdin isn't a prince. In order for her to marry, he has to be from wealth and royalty. What happens is Jafar, who is the villain in this movie, he's the left-hand man to Jasmine's father, who is the ruler of Agrabah. And his mission is to overthrow her father and take over all of Agrabah. So what he does is he makes a deal with Aladdin and tells him, I know you like the princess. There's a job I need you to do for me. And if you complete it, I'll make you rich, so that way you can marry Jasmine. And he sends him into this cave to retrieve the magical lamp. I think you guys know where this is going. Aladdin retrieves the lamp, he gives it to Jafar. Jafar stabs him in the back, and Aladdin rubs on the lamp. A genie pops out and gives him 3 wishes to get the princess. That's the storyline of it. I don't want to give out too much, you know, and everything, but that's pretty much the storyline. Mina Masad as Aladdin. Perfect. The way he brought Aladdin to life, I really felt like I was watching Aladdin in the cartoon. Will Smith as the genie. Just like everybody else, I was not sure. I have to say this. Robin Williams has to be dancing in heaven. I think he would have been really proud. I love how Will Smith brought his own version of the genie. And that's one thing that I admire about people who portray roles that have already been done by somebody famous. They bring their own to it. And the way he did A Friend Like Me, he did it his way. It was just so good. I had goosebumps, honestly, the whole time. Naomi Scott as Princess Jasmine. All the princesses that I have seen come to live action, Jasmine is the best. I have to say it. She is the best. Naomi Scott just brought this empowerment to Jasmine that was just so real. Like, there were times where, you know, she had me inspired, where she had me happy, where she had me almost tearing up for her when she was trying to, you know, tell her dad, I know what I'm doing. Even though he, you know, turns it down, she's like, no, my voice is going to be heard. And it was. Like, I mean, she was probably the best castmate out of everybody. Like, she stole the whole movie. I mean, I can't even explain it. She was just so good. She made you believe that she was Jasmine from the moment, you know, you saw her. And she's already a beautiful woman. Naomi Scott killed it. Killed it. Marwan Kenzari. I know some of his work. I remember when he did The Angel. Phenomenal actor. But I have to say, and this is just my opinion, don't hate me, I didn't feel the evilness at all. I honestly didn't like his performance in this. Because when I think of Jafar, I think of one of the most evil Disney villains ever. I love how he brought the human in Jafar, of wanting to be first, and he's always second, and he worked hard to get to where he was today. Which one thing I loved how they, you know, redeveloped his character, but I just wasn't feeling it. I just felt like his Jafar was a little dry, and it wasn't really evil enough. I wanted more, and I honestly just didn't get that. Sets, the costumes, everything was great. And I love how diverse this, like the Arab people were. Like it was just so amazing. And you know what? The movie starts off with the genie as a human telling his kids the story of how Aladdin freed him from being a genie. I love that. I do, like, so many changes, but for the purpose of the film. The way they rearranged the music, great, perfect. It was just spot on. Especially with a lot of songs, like they did it in the style of the Broadway musical. So it was kind of like the animated movie and the Broadway musical mixed together. The choreography was just amazing. Like everything about it was just great. Effects were probably one of the best parts in the movie. Like especially how they had, you know, the genie floating, you know, in air, and how they had him out the lamp and everything, how they did Friend Like Me. Probably the best scene in the whole movie was A Whole New World. I got goosebumps from the minute Aladdin tells Jasmine, "Do you trust me?" The chemistry between Aladdin and Jasmine in this film, there was so much chemistry, and especially between Aladdin and the genie. Like that's one thing that builds, you know, a movie, when you see characters have relationships with each other, and it was just so pure, it was so real, and I think it made you feel something. And I love how they, like I said with Jafar, they redevelop these characters so that way you can relate them to real people. And that's one thing that I'm loving about these Disney live action remakes. They're redeveloping these characters to have more meaning, just like they did with Cinderella, which will probably be another review. Other than that, it was phenomenal. I can't rave about it enough. People say some of the most ignorant stuff. It's crazy. Like when I looked up some of the reviews online, honestly, people were like nitpicking, like, oh, why does Aladdin wear so many layers of clothes? And I'm like, does that matter? He's playing a character and he's telling the story. I don't know, like, it's just, and people gotta understand, I'm gonna say this once. You cannot compare an animated performance to a live action performance. You just can't do that. When you do live action, things have to change in order for it to grow, in order for it to make sense. And that's what people aren't understanding. It's not going to be like the cartoon, because there are just certain things that you could do on paper that you cannot do in real life. And that was the same thing with Beauty and the Beast. People were nitpicking about Belle's hair, about how the Beast looked, and I'm just like, does that really matter? Like seriously, they're telling this story the best way they can, and they're bringing something new and fresh to it. I just feel like people nitpick just cause, honestly, and it's honestly not that big of a deal. Like, I know it's hard to see it as something else, especially if you know it as something else, but if you just try to look at it for what it is, then I feel like you would have a good time with it. I honestly really do. Don't listen to the reviews, don't listen to anybody else, go see it for yourself and develop an opinion on your own. Personally, I think this is one of the best Disney live action films ever. I honestly do. And I highly recommend it because it made me smile throughout literally the whole day. And you guys see me smiling right now. If you guys ever do decide to go see this movie, go in there with an open mind and accept the fact that it is what it is, and just see it for what it is, not something that you already know and love. And I know it's hard to see it as something else that has already been done before. I get it. I totally get it. Just don't be one of those people that say, I don't like it because of this and that, if you haven't seen the movie in its entirety. Because if you haven't, then I just think that's pure ignorance to say you don't like something if you haven't seen it. This is a whole new spin. This is a whole new telling. And I just feel like people need to be more open and stop being so ignorant about it. But I am excited for The Lion King. I'm excited for Mulan and The Little Mermaid. So we'll see how those go along. Anyway, y'all, that's my review of Aladdin. Go check it out. Go see it if you want to. If not, fine with me, but I enjoyed it. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe if you liked my review. I'm kind of nervous about it, but you know, it's over now, so it's like, ugh, whatever. And if you liked it, great. If you didn't, you guys already know my saying, I don't care. Thank you all for watching, and go see Aladdin. Go see it.